you know, people are surprised that a band could have a sound that goes in so many different directions and yet still be unified. And it's one of the questions that people ask, well, you play reggae, but hip hop, but rock, but West African, how does that go together?
Right.
And I'm like, I could, with a change in tempo, a change in inflection, I could take a song and make it blues, make it rock, make it country, or make it funk, or make it reggae.
Wow.
The same song I could take in 5 totally different genres by changing the tempo, the inflection, the way in which you perform it. And most folks are shocked at that until they see you do it. Then they're like, oh. But for musicians, we all have to learn the roots of this. Sure. So I could tell you that, for example, the root of you know, rock and roll is the blues. Blues gave birth to rock and roll. Rock and roll also was influenced by bluegrass and things like that, and,
sure.
and that gave birth to country music. But then country music was also something that, depending upon the artist you were talking to, some people, because of the racial history of this country, some people were classified as country artists, others were classified as R&B artists, so they were doing similar things. They just used slightly different instrumentation as they were doing it. And then you had people like, you know, a perfect example would be Kenny Rogers and Lionel Richie.
Right.
They might as well be kindred souls, depending on how you approach the music, whether you put a little slide guitar in there or if you add a little blues, it's either R&B or it's country. Then you look at someone like James Brown who's like, we're gonna emphasize the one. And if you go into that type of groove, you can take the same song and turn it into funk. Okay. And then hip hop and hard rock and pop all evolved from those. And reggae was a fusion of Jamaican R&B, which was called rocksteady, which came out of the doo-wop era, Jamaican R&B, quote unquote, and rock and roll. And that's what gave you reggae, which influenced punk rock. So for us, when people think, first thing they're shocked at is they listen to it and they're like, you go in so many different directions, the songs don't all sound the same, but they're all beautiful. And we're like, yeah, because we really studied our musical roots and figured out how can we express them in a way that's true to us.